As promised, I'm going to do a quick video on how to supposedly make a cargo net. I have two different kinds of paracord. One is black, and then I have two spools of like a camo color. The black is going to be for the length of it, and the camo will actually be the diamonds. So I measured off what I needed in the top of the van. It's basically 4 feet across the top and 5 feet from front to back. So I will get this measured and tied off on here, and then I'll start. Okay, I used paracord, or I'm using paracord. The one drawback to that is that you have to melt the ends. I don't know if you can see that, because otherwise it can fray. And there's nothing worse than a frayed knot. Frayed knot, anyway. So that took a couple minutes to do all that. And what I did is I have, since this is going to be 5 feet long, but 4 feet wide, it's a little deceiving if you chop off 4 feet of paracord. That's not going to work, simply because it's going to be coming down like this, and you have knots that you're tying, so every knot is about 1 inch taken off, and the fact that it's not going in a straight line, that it's doing this, that's going to shorten that up a lot. So what I did was I just used the old standby, whereas I'm 6 feet tall, so I came out like this. That's 6 feet, then roughly another 3, so it's probably overkill, but when I get to the end I can do what I need to do to shorten that up. Now what I want to do here, I have this attached up on the fence. I want to find the center, which is roughly here, and then I want to get this guy centered, sort of. So I have it basically doubled over, and I have the hoop here, the loop at the end. And then what you do is you put this over, like that, put the loop over, and then you take the rest and you pull it through. And you tighten it up a little bit, but it doesn't really matter that much, because as you can see, I can slide this wherever I need it to be. And we will do that all the way across. I believe I have 10 of them, so that's going to be, for a 5-foot piece, that's going to be like every 6 inches. That'll make some really tight squares, or diamonds actually. Okay, so it looks like you can't really see the knot that I did, so I'm going to show you real quick here. That top knot, it's basically like this. You come over, and then you pull it all through, and then you tighten it up. That's going to be the one side. Now all the rest of them are going to be overhand knots. An overhand knot, if you don't know what that is, imagine you're tying a water balloon. Real simple knot. Oh, this stuff, by the way, is made out of polyester, polyethylene, and nylon. And I went to school with polyester and polyethylene. They were foreign exchange students, and man, they were flexible. Okay, I figured we'd give a close-up view here so you can see a little bit of what I'm doing. Got that loop there. It comes through there. You tighten it up, and as you can see, I can slide that wherever I want. This will be the only part that slides that easy. When you get down to the other end, we're going to be doing an overhand knot, so it won't be like this. Okay. Get a nice close-up view of these, I guess. And like I said, these can slide. I actually made this a little bit longer than I needed to, but it's better to have the thing a little bit too big, and I can go from there. And there are 10 of them going across. When you're tying these up, it's good to have either these things nailed, the ends nailed, or somehow fastened so that it's kind of tight. Now the next step is going to be, I'm going to take the inside and the inside. Then that's where I'm going to do that overhand loop, like I was talking about, like when you tie a water balloon. Okay, and then I bring the knot up to where I want, and then I will take the next two do an overhand knot and try to get these knots equal so that you'll have equally spaced diamonds. And up on the top, these are kind of spread out a little bit, but I can swap those out and make them equidistant. Or for those of you who ride the short bust, evenly spaced. Okay, so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna get busy on a couple of those because I've never done this before, and then I will show you what I've got. I figure I'll do several. Some people talk about starting in the middle. I don't know that I necessarily have to. I'll experiment with that a little bit and I'll let you know how that comes out. Well, I got a few of these done, but I figured, what the hell, I'll show you how to do them. We take these two, put them together, take that around, and through. It's, like I said, it's very similar to tying a water balloon. And then the trick here, since you want these to be roughly the same, you got to kind of eyeball that. And yeah, that one looks like a little bit short compared to the other ones, but you know what? Ultimately, it doesn't matter because it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to work. I'll do another one here, see if I can get that one a little bit better. Easy. There we go. That one. I mean, these are all like really close, and technically, if I wanted to like be a real baby about it, I can give myself a little room there, a little bit better. We just keep doing that all the way across. Now where you're doing the inside and the inside, we leave the outside ones for last because those they're not like real tricky, but they're just different. So we do all these guys first. Damn, I'm getting pretty good at this. How the hell I do that? I apologize if any of this came out quiet. The only drawback to a Kodak PlaySport is it seems to want to default to like half volume, which is not good for me because I'm soft-spoken. Okay, so we got all these guys, and I was a little bit confused on what to do on the end, but now I remember when we all do these first knots, you obviously don't do one here because that would be like cutting into the top part of the diamond. So on the second row of knots, we do that. And please excuse my loud fucking neighbors, they talk too much. Okay, this is what we have so far. That's going to be the strange part. Okay, in the beginning I said I needed it to be 4 feet across. So what I did is I pulled out 6, 7, 8.5, 9 feet. However, as you can see, these pieces don't go in a straight line anymore. They go zigzag, zigzag, and every once in a while they got a knot, so that's like about an inch right there. This is going to turn into like what, say 4, 8, you got 9 inches there roughly instead of having 4. So rule of thumb might be like when you pull it all out and you have a certain amount, about 50% of that is going to be what your then length will be. However, it also depends on the size of the diamonds. If I was making these really tight, this would probably end about down here. It is going to be a little tricky. I'm pulling this and it doesn't look like it's going to be 4 feet, but I got a few more that I'm going to tie off. And then this is the part where I really wish I would have paid more attention on the video, because the bottom string, I'm just going to do overhand knots on that. But the cool thing is I can stretch this, and since the knots aren't like super tight, as I put weight in there, the knots will tighten up more, and it'll actually it'll stretch it out basically. So that's what I got so far. Now I have to do one more row of the diamonds, and then I have to try to remember how to do the overhand knots for the rest of it. I think it's Should be pretty easy, but you never know. Alright, so I ran into a little bit of difficulty in the end here, simply because I left some of these so damn short that I couldn't put this end piece, which is going to be like the other end of this, on here. So what I did is I went to the middle one and I untied that. And then what I'm going to do is I'll find the center of this line and I'll incorporate that into the knot. And then these that are long enough, where I have enough room, I can go ahead and just tie it like I normally would. The ones that are shorter, then I'll have to do like I did on this one. And then the ends are going to be really straightforward. You just got one piece, or you just do an overhand knot on that. So we'll see. I'll show you the finished product in a few minutes here. Alright, the bottom got kind of ugly. What I did in the center was I don't know if you can see it, but I did like one of those hitches like I did up on the top. And then anywhere where I had enough meat, I did an overhand knot over it. Sometimes I just did whatever knot would hold, like you see here. And on the ends, it was just a regular old overhand knot. It's not real pretty, but it'll work. I just hope that it comes out to be wide enough for the van, because if it's not, my next video is going to be me shooting up the neighborhood. Okay, well, I'm going to take it off the fence and I'll get one more video of it. And we'll see. And actually, you know, worst case scenario, what I was planning for the width could be the length. Who knows? I mean, I can swap it out. It can be a rectangle, it'll work. Okay, that is what we got. It is roughly, oh, I don't know, I'd say 1, 2, 3.5 by 1, 2.5 roughly, and it will stretch a little bit. There's going to be not like a ton of weight on there, but it's going to be some weight. It's going to be like, I think mostly clothes and lightweight stuff, obviously. And to be honest with you, it's kind of okay if it's not like really long, because I think I was doing like a overkill on the length of it. It didn't have to go the whole length of the van. So we'll see. I'm going to put it up in the van and we'll see what we got, and I'll show you that in a second. Alright, it's not as pretty as I'd like it, and it's not about the size that I'd like it, but it seems like it's going to work. When I measured this guy out, it was 4 feet across, and I was going to bring it back 5 feet all the way to, you know, right above that tube there. You can see where the headliner, the carpeting looking part, and the plastic meet. I was going to tie it off in there somehow. I had some clips I could do that, but in reality, just to give you an idea, because this is the width stayed the same, because there's not a lot of knots tied on this, but I measured out 8 feet of for the length going the back, and you see I probably got maybe 2 foot. So those diamonds and the knots really do eat up a lot of space. Granted, I could probably pull that back a little bit, but at the most I would maybe get like another 2 or 3 inches. That's it. So note to self and all you guys, if you're tying up one of these guys, you are going to need, let me see, it drops down by like 50-60%. So if you need 5 feet length, you got to pull out 10 or 12 feet, and then you'll be safe. But then again, that's if you're doing diamonds roughly this size. If you're doing bigger diamonds, you're probably going to be able to get by with a little bit less. If you're doing really tight diamonds, it's going to be a bitch. Again, I could take this off relatively quickly if I needed to, so I can use it for a snare. I could use it as a basket to carry things. Obviously, things that are bigger than those diamonds, like firewood, that sort of thing. In a pinch, I could attach this up between two trees and it would be a chair, because it's 1/8 inch paracord and it does hold a lot of weight just by itself. I think it's like, I want to say it was like 300-pound test, but with all these knots and all these extra pieces, it's like really strong. As you can see, the back of the van is really a disaster at this point. I got some more stuff in the house that has to come in, but all the guns, bullets, and everything, I mean, all the bullets are in this right now. That's going to go down in here. That's going to open this up for food. This is a whole thing of food. So like I said, some of the lighter stuff can go up there. I have my curtains over there that'll go up. I don't know if I ever talked about those much, but you see the Velcro on the top of the windows? I had that going all the way around the 4 windows on the side and the one here in the back, because I'm at the back right now. And then there's another one that's going to go, it's already cut and everything to length. It's going to go right behind the seats. So this whole compartment will be blacked out with black curtains, and you know, I mean, it's not blacked out because I'm like going to be going crazy or anything, but if I go into a Walmart or go into a park, take a hike somewhere, it would be nice if I could cover things up so people don't look inside and go, oh, look at all that stuff. And you know, I don't want anybody breaking into my van and stealing things, because I won't have money to replace it, and it'll be stuff that's literally survival, not just like fun weekend shit. It's stuff that I'm going to be living with. Also, I don't need the police to look back and say, what are you doing? Well, I'm camping. I'm on vacation. Got a lot of stuff in there. Yeah, well, you got a lot of stuff on your belt. And I won't really say that, but I'd want to. But I also have a car top carrier that I'm going to have up on top. It's got 4 straps on that, plus I have a couple extra straps I'm going to put over just to make it look like, hey, this is too much of a pain in the ass to steal. But let's face it, the sharp knife, and you could cut it and be gone with it. So I have to really put some thought into what do I want to put in that, because that's the stuff that is most likely to just disappear. So it has to be stuff that, oh well, it's gone, you know, maybe they needed it more than me, I don't know. The other thing real quick is this lockbox. I put some eye hooks on here, and I have these little bungee straps. I think I talked about this before. So I can put some stuff on top of here. Originally I had a small metal and wood thing that I was going to put up on the top, and it seemed like it was going to work, except that when I opened this up, there was no clearance. So at least I have a place to put some stuff on top now. And if I'm out on the road, I still got a bunch of paracord. If I'm out on the road and I decide I want more, I can just add to this one. And as you see, it's hooked onto the hooks where you would hang clothes. So maybe clothes should go up there. I have a huge suitcase that I have all my clothes in, but I'm really thinking about possibly ditching that suitcase. Maybe that'll be one of the things that goes in the up top. That's probably a good idea, because the clothes are pretty compact when they're not in that, so I can just put them anywhere. And if I put that suitcase up in that thing, that means I can save the suitcase for other uses, or if I decide I want to throw clothes in it, and if somebody does steal it, it's just a suitcase that I found in the garbage for free, you know. So at any rate, that's what we got. Oh, you'll notice here the donut spare that I had, I got rid of that. I mean, I've got a full-size spare underneath. I've got an air compressor in here, one of those mini ones, and I have fix-a-flat and even a flat repair kit. So needing the donut, you know, that's not going to really be an option or a big thing. The reason I took it off is because I used to have my license plate down there, because with the donut or the bike or whatever, you couldn't see my license plate, and technically that's illegal, and I don't want to get pulled over and all that crap. So I took the plate off the bottom, put it back where it belongs, and we shall see. I'm glad I got that project done. Basically that took about an hour. It took about an hour, maybe hour 20 to make that thing. You know, next time, like I said, next time I can make that longer. And actually, when I'm out on the road, I'll bet I can actually tie into that thing and just just use that bottom as a top for the next one, and just with the knowledge I have now of how long it has to go, I can just make the single the whole length of the car. Alright, we're gonna get this on YouTube as soon as possible. It takes a little time to edit this stuff, but it takes like freaking forever to upload, so of course you don't care about that because you're gonna be watching this and that won't even be an option to you. Thank you, peace, I love you.